So we're going to talk about Turbo Instant Membership Builder, the software that was released about a little over a week ago, 10, 12 days ago, and it was really popular. Some people are still selling it, even though now it's available in the PLR membership sites. And it's a great little piece of software, and what interested me about it, it is real close to a membership site software that I released back in 2013 and then did another version of it in 2014. And the one in 2014 that I released was one that didn't require a database either, and that's what caught my attention about Turbo Instant Membership, is that it doesn't require any kind of database setup either. So that's what caught my attention to it. I wanted to see, how they were doing theirs, and they've done a really nice job with that software. I mean, it's easy to use, quick to set up, and it's got a really nice interface to it as well, so that you can manage it on the admin back end. Now, one reason why I like software like this, I'm always looking for ways to do better product delivery, and I also want to try to do some sort of secure product delivery so that my downloads don't get shared on the Black Hat sites, or it makes it harder for them to be shared on the Black Hat sites. No matter what you do, you're still going to have links that get circulated, and that's just the nature of the beast, I guess. But if you're using just straight download pages, that aren't protected in any way at all, well then, you're just opening yourself up to, everybody getting access to your product and, getting shared everywhere. So I like membership softwares that are standalone and don't involve WordPress. Now, there's lots of good membership plugins that you can use in WordPress, and I own just about every one of them. I've probably tried every membership site software that's came out since 2007. I've tried almost every single one of them. I think you'd be hard pressed to find one that I haven't tried or haven't bought. But the problem with using membership software through WordPress is, as you guys know, WordPress is getting more and more bloated constantly with the updates that they do and the additions that they add to each new version that comes out. And it's just getting slower and slower. It's getting to the point now to where if you're going to do a membership site on a WordPress site, that needs to be the only thing you're doing, with the exception of maybe some sort of a page builder for creating your pages for the membership site. But it's just getting to the point where it's just so bloated. And then you have the problem that if there's an update to WordPress, that it can kill the plugins that you're using for your membership site. And you have to, the plugin developer that released the plugin has to scramble to make their plugin compliant with the newest version of WordPress that came out, plus keep backwards compatibility for people that don't do the upgrades to WordPress. So, a WordPress-based membership site is great in that, there's a whole lot more fancy features to them. A lot of them are, not too difficult to set up, but you have the disadvantages, like I said, of them being a little bit slower. Plus, like I said, if there's a WordPress update, the membership plugin could go down on you, and then if you don't have a developer that's right on top of things, it could be a while before your membership site gets back online. So that's why I like to use, standalone membership softwares if at all possible. And like I said, I've tried just almost every single one of them, and they all have good features, and some of them have features that I don't like, and then some of them are just totally lacking, just aren't sufficient at all. So what we're going to talk about tonight, like I said, is the Turbo Instant Membership Builder, which is a lot like the program that I released in 2014 that didn't require a database either. It does have a few more features to it than my software did, but for the most part, it works almost exactly like my software does, except this has, like I said, a nicer interface. So what we're going to go over tonight is we're going to go the differences between the basic and the pro version. There was two versions that were released. There was a front end version, then there was a pro version upgrade. And of course, both of these came with resale rights. If you bought either one of them, you got resale rights to be able to sell the software. Which the discussion came up in our Facebook group that this software with the rights it was given was going to end up in PLR membership sites. So it pretty much kills the idea of selling the software as it is, other than selling it as a service for installing it for somebody. You can make money doing that with it. Then we're going to talk about why you really don't need the pro version. I just bought the front end version is all I bought. I did get the pro version through Resale Rights Weekly after it got added to the PLR membership sites, and I installed the pro version. And to be honest with you, I just didn't see a need for it. I mean, some of the things in it were nice, but then for the most part, everything that I needed from this type of a membership site could be done with the basic version. So it really just didn't make sense to buy the pro version. I'm going to demonstrate to you how to set up a membership site. And then I'm going to show you something that's undocumented that you don't see anybody talking about, is how you can set up a multi-level membership with this software. Now we're going to be using the basic version throughout all of this. And then lastly, I want to show you how you can customize the member screens that come with it. By default, it gives you default member screens that are really kind of generic and plain and don't really explain very much. I'm going to show you how you can customize some of that. Now, I also took this a step further, and I'm not going to be demonstrating this tonight because it's a little bit technical on the techie side. You can actually go into the code and make some changes in the code to get it to do better email delivery and get it to actually create a mailing list. But again, to be able to do that and be able to use the software, you're really supposed to have the PLR license, which was another upsell to this thing, which I didn't purchase. But for my own purposes, I'm using these hacks that I did on the basic version to to make the email delivery better. And like I said, I can actually do a mailing list through the software as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and do the screen share so you guys can see it. We're inside the dashboard here of the pro version, and what you get with the pro version is first off, if you go to settings, no, it's not settings. If you go to integrations, you can integrate with JVZoo by setting up your secret key that you have set up on JVZoo, and they give you the IPN to use of JVZoo for transactions. Then you have an Aweber integration wherein you can authorize this membership software to be able to talk with the API over on Aweber, and they give you an authorization code. And once you connect that, then you click the save button, and you've got JVZoo and Aweber integrated. Now, these two things are fine. I like the JVZoo integration, but the only thing about this is, it locks you into having to use only JVZoo for your processor for processing, payments. So I don't always sell everything through JVZoo, so that's, a feature that I would use maybe a third to a half of the time at the most. Now the Aweber integration is also nice, but the only thing about Aweber integration, it still requires a double opt-in when somebody would set up their membership account, when they go to set up their account. Now you can call Aweber and get them to turn off the double opt-in, but you're going to go through quite a few questions with them before you finally get them to convince that that you're okay, you're not a spammer, and that you're not going to flood their API with fake opt-ins to a form. So it's kind of aggravating to do that. Even if you've got JVZoo set up with to use Aweber, you still would have to go through that double opt-in unless you called Aweber and got them to authorize doing single opt-ins. So that to me is pretty much useless. I'm not going to call Aweber for every membership site I set up, get them to authorize the API for every membership site. Again, like I said, the JVZoo thing's nice, but I would only use it about a third to a half of the time. So that's really not appealing to me either. The next thing you get with the Pro version is the ability to create pages. Now, you would think that being able to create pages that would automatically add them into the system to where, you wouldn't have to create, a menu, that it would create, some sort of a menu that you could use out on the membership site, but it doesn't. The only thing it does is it actually creates a page that the members can actually see if you give them the link to the page. So, that's really not useful to me at all, in that, if I have to go through their little interface here to create the page, I might as well, use the pages that I'm given with the product that I'm going to use inside the membership site, which is going to be a much better page to start with. The other thing about these pages is that the pages that you create with this are saved inside the protected members area. So you can't use it to create, a sales page. You could use it to create an upsell page after somebody's joined your first level membership site. You could use it for that, but the pages live inside the protected members area, so you can't create a sales page that, could be displayed to the public to get people to join your initial membership site to start with. So I didn't care much for that, and I'll show you what it looks like to create a page here. If we go to add a page, and as you can see, I mean, it's a really simple, basic page creator. It's using, sort of the same interface that WordPress uses for the actual page creation. And you can get into this and, paste in HTML source code, if you have HTML source code to work with. And it does okay with it as long as you don't have to edit it anyway at all. If you have to edit it anyway at all, well, then this what you get editor here messes up the source code that you put in. So, it's nice for creating simple little pages, but then, like I said, they're located inside the members area, and you can't do much with them other than creating a page to link to them inside the members area. Now let me show you the type of pages that it creates so you can see that. We'll look at this one here that I created. This is the other thing I don't like about this page creation system that they have. As you can see, it creates, just a big ugly gray header up here at the top of the page, which, to me is, there's no flexibility in that at all. You can't change that color, you can't change the size of that header, you can't add any images to it. So, it's pretty much, a basic get it done type page. It's not really a good page for displaying any kind of, good content, with, good graphics or anything like that, because like I said, you're having to use that, what you see, what you get editor like you would use in WordPress. And we've all tried to create pages inside WordPress, and they just never come out right unless you're using an actual page builder. So that's what the general pages look like. And like I said, they aren't very pretty. They're functional as far as what they do, but that's about it. They're just pretty much, plain Jane pages that you have really no control over the design at all. And then the last thing that you get with the Pro version is the ability to upload files, which I don't have any files uploaded to this. I could add some files to this, but the thing about the membership sites and most products that you're going to sell in today's marketplace, no matter what niche you're in, it needs to be, more video and audio than text, because that's what people want these days. They want multimedia as opposed to, PDFs and, articles. They want, something that's actually, they can sit back and watch and learn instead of having to read and learn. So you really don't want to use the hosting that you have to store the files that you're going to be delivering through your membership site, because it can cause problems with, especially if you're on shared hosting. It can cause a lot of problems in that, it's going to first off, eat up a lot of your bandwidth. It's going to slow down your website to where, if you have a lot of people using the membership site, you have a lot of members in there, it could become so slow to them, that they just can't use the site at all. So you're better off, unless you are going to store just simple PDFs and, little text files like that, to actually store the files off-site onto, an actual file delivery system like Amazon S3 or OneDrive or Dropbox or, something like that, MediaFire, several different places where you can host files that will be delivered from, a fast server as opposed to your web server itself. And like I said, this really comes into play if you're on a shared hosting account, which probably 95% of the people are just getting started with, online marketing. You have a shared hosting account as opposed to, your own VPS or a dedicated server. Now, I actually have two VPS servers, and I still don't like to serve video and audio from my VPS servers. I'd rather have those over on Amazon S3 because their servers are much faster than the VPS that I have. So this files upload thing was basically useless. I didn't see any need for that at all. Like I said, because most of the things you're going to deliver in a product these days are going to be audio and video, and it's just not good to deliver that from your membership site software itself. So that's the things you get with the Pro version. And like I said, I didn't see any single one of those things that really appealed to me to make it worth paying the extra to get the Pro version. If I had not have gotten it from, Resale Rights Weekly, I would never even have the Pro version, because after I seen what it does and what it can do, there just was no appeal for that at all. So next thing I want to talk about is how you actually set up a membership site. Now, like I said, when you're wanting to set up a membership site, has anybody that picked up software tried to set up a membership site yet with this software? Has anybody loaded one up yet? Dana says not yet. James says I set up a demo. Greg says no, he hasn't set one up yet. Okay, well anyway, like I said, if you don't have the software down, you belong to a PLR membership site. The software's in all of the PLR membership sites now. It started propagating through them Monday of last week, and today I checked 3 or 4 different ones, and it was in every single one of them. So if you don't have the software and you belong to a PLR membership site, you want to go check, because you can get it from there. So if you've not set one up, one of the things I found out right off the bat is this software is really designed to be set up inside of a subfolder off of the root of your website. Initially, I thought that you could just upload the files to the root of the folder and be able to use it that way, but the thing you run across is it protects all of the files in that root folder, so the public can't access your initial sales page. So that was a problem that I ran across from the very first. And they don't mention that in the setup in the PDF that you get with it, in the video that comes with it. They don't mention that directly, that you need to set it up into a subfolder. They just assume that you know that. So that's the first thing you're going to run across, is you got to upload this software into its own folder off of your main root server. Otherwise, it's going to lock up your main domain to the public can't view anything, because all the files are protected. Okay, so this is the site we're going to be setting up tonight. It's a kind of a diet, clean living, eating plan type product, and this one actually comes with an upsell, and that's where I'm going to demonstrate to you how you do the upsell. Now this is the sales page that actually comes with it. So to get started, what we're going to do is I'm going to log into the membership site here. So we'll connect to the domain I purchased for this. And as you can see, I've uploaded the main sales page and then the upgrade page. And these, I'm not going to go through setting up, the sales pages for a product. That's pretty much the basics of selling anything online. You got to get, edit your sales pages and get them, with your buy buttons on them, and your info if you're going to change them anyway. So I'm not going to go through setting up an actual sales page and how that goes, but what we want to do is we're going to set up the membership site. So like I said, first off, what you got to realize is you got to have a subfolder to put this in. Now, in the case of a product like this one that actually has an upgrade to it, you're actually going to need to set up your membership site twice. So first off, you want to create two folders. You want to create first off a members folder. And then if you have an upgrade, you want to create another folder and give it some sort of name. You can call it Members 2, Members OTO, Upgrade, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call this one Members 2. So now I have two different folders here under the root of my domain where I can upload this software to. So I'm going to go to the first one. I'm going to upload all these files except for that README. We don't need that README. And this will take just a little bit to complete. Give it a minute here to finish this. All right, so now we have the first version of it into the main members folder. Now we're going to go to the second members folder that we created and upload the files one more time. Okay, so now we have our main root folder, which is public HTML, and inside of it, we have our sales pages and our upsell page, and we have two member folders now. So now the first thing we need to do is we need to activate these membership sites. So we're going to go to the first one here, and I forget what that file was called. Let's go back to that. There it is right there. We're going to activate the first one. Oops, was that the wrong file? There we go. Punched in the wrong one. So now we've activated the first membership area, and it gives you the URL, and then it gives you the default username and password, which is admin and admin. So now what we want to do is we want to go to the second members area and do the exact same thing again. All right, so now you can see we've activated both of the members areas now. So now if we go back to these folders and we go back into those, you now see that it's actually created an extra folder here, and it's created some extra files, and it's done the same thing in both of them. It's created that extra file, plus it's created the extra folder. So now we could log into either one of them and begin to set them up. So let's go back to the first one. And remember, it's admin and admin for the defaults. Click sign in. We don't want to save this yet. The first thing you want to do when you go in here is you want to change your settings and set a good password for it. So you want to set your email. Yep, spelled it wrong. Now these next three things, you don't have to mess with them at all unless you just want to. Max IPs, you want to set that to at least 2. I would say 4 is probably the best number to use. That gives people that are on, dynamic DNS with their ISPs, they can come in 4 different times before they get locked out. 4 seems to be a good number. 5 possibly at the most. So then click save, and now you're basically ready with the membership site. It's basically ready to use at this point. But before we do that, we want to log out of this one. And then we want to go to the second one that we set up and actually set it up. Again, you want to go back into settings, set an email. Set a password. Then set the max IPs. Like I said, I like to use 4. All right, so now both membership sites are set up as far as being able to access them. There's no content in either one of them, but both of them are set up. So now I'm going to log out of this one. And we're going to go back to the members area, the first members area, and we're going to look at some of the changes that it made. So if we do a refresh here, you now see a whole bunch more files that's been created inside this members area. And if we go to the second one, we see the same thing. There's even more files that's been created inside this one as well. But you'll notice that we don't have an index HTML. Your membership site won't work without an index HTML in it. So if we go back to the product that we want to sell here, we're back at the root of the members areas now. Let's go to the first one again here. We want to now upload our pages for the membership area. Okay, so we want to upload both the images folder and then our download page into the membership area now. So we'll do that. What I did is I've uploaded the actual download page and then the images folder. You've got to have your images folder inside the members area as well. Now you'll notice that the download page is called thankyoupage.html. You want to rename that to index.html. So we're going to rename this page. Okay, so now the first membership site is ready to go now. So now let's go to the second membership area and we got to upload the files for that one. Upsell page, there we are. And again, it's the same thing. You want to upload the images folder and then your actual download page. All right, now once that's completed, you want to go down here to your download page and make sure that you rename it to index.html. All right, so now both of our membership areas are ready to go as far as they're configured, as far as being able to sign up members, and now they actually have content in them. So we want to go to one of them here. This is the first one, and rather than going through the sign up process, I'm just going to do an add user. So now if I log in as that user I just created, when we log in, we'll actually see the content that I added. And there's the actual download page for the main front end product. So now if I log out, and we try going to the members, the second members area, which is the upgraded one, using that same email and password, you'll notice that I won't be able to log in. So what we've effectively done here is this account purchased the front end product but didn't purchase the upgrade. So they can access the front end product but they can't access the upgrade. So now what we'll do is we'll go in here and add this person into this one. Again, go to the add user, and we'll say that I bought this upgrade here as well. All right, so now we'll log out here. And again, like I said, we're up here, we're in the upgraded members area now. I should be able to log in with that email address there now. Let's see if it saved that. And as you can see, I'm logged into this one now. The difference being that you'll notice, I don't know if you paid attention to it or not, but this one has the actual front end product downloads, plus it has the upgraded uh, content that was in the upgrade. So as you can see, now I've created both the front end version, which you usually sell for real cheap to get people into your membership, but then you can have the upgrade that goes to a totally separate membership site that if they don't purchase that, they can't log into it unless they actually bought that upgrade as well. Now, what I'm finding, I've done 2 of these so far already, and what I'm finding people are doing is that if they buy the front end and then they buy the upgrade, that they just go to the upgrade area to set up their account. They never set up the account on the front end product. And as long as you've done it like I have here, where your download page inside the upgrade has the actual front end product as well, there's really no need for them to set up the other account, because all they're going to get with it is just this bottom part, the front end part. They won't have access to the upgrade that they actually purchased. Like I said, I've set up 2 membership sites now using this same scheme, and I'm seeing that with both of them, that if somebody purchases the upgrade, that they never even go to the front end membership site to set up their account. They just go straight to the upgrade one and set it up. So when you're doing one of these, that's what you want to do. You want to include your front end downloads on the upgraded download page as well. That way, there's no point in them setting up 2 accounts, because the first account it's going to have the limited product, whereas the upgrade that they purchase will have, if you do it like I have here, it'll have both the front end product plus the download for the upgrade. So that's how it basically works. Let's go back to the FTP side here and go back to the public HTML. And basically what I did is I created 2 folders, a regular members for people that purchased the front end. Then I created a members 2 to put the upgraded level inside of it. And I have the basic sales page here that they go to, which I'll show you that. This is the basic front end offer right here. And once they purchase it, depending on what affiliate network you're using or what you're using for payment processing, and whether it be PayPal or whatever, you have it set to where it goes to the upgrade for the OTO offer, which is this page right here. And they can purchase the upgrade. So, like I said, what I'm seeing from the 2 that I've set up so far, and it seems to be a trend. I've sold like 40 accounts now in both of the membership sites. I'm seeing that consistency with both of them, in that when somebody purchases the upgrade, they never even set up the front end membership site. They go straight to the upgraded one and set it up. And if you've got your pages designed like I have there, where you have the front end product on the upgrade download page as well, like I said, there's really no need for them to set up that first membership site, because they're just going to get the limited upgrade, the limited product that they bought, as opposed to on the upgraded one, they're going to get it plus the upgrade. So that's how that works as far as setting that up. Now, what I want to show you next, and let's go back to the members area. This is what your basic membership page looks like when somebody goes to it to log into it. And like I said, it's plain Jane and ugly, and you can customize this. I mean, this just says authentication, please sign in. That's doesn't say very much, doesn't tell you a whole lot about it. So how you can customize it is you go into the members area, and there's a languages.php file right here. You can edit it. Now you can actually edit this before you upload it. I'm just going to show you, since we've already uploaded it, what you would edit in it. Let's give this a second to load. I'll show you how you can change this. This is the file that they don't tell you about, that you can, it's actually just a text file is all it is. And you can go down through here, and this is the various variables that are in the script. Now, if you scroll down through here, you'll see in here where it says authentication is what we're looking for. I forgot what the word was. So if we scroll down through here, we'll find authentication. Looks like I might need to do my, right there it is, right there. It's there next to the bottom. This is what actually gets displayed on the pages right here. So you can change this. We'll call this healthy eating plan. And then we'll save this. So now if we go back to this page and reload it, see how it's changed it up here now to it says the actual name of the product, so they actually know what they're logging into. So if we go back to the upgraded area, we can do the exact same thing again. Scroll down here toward the bottom where it says authentication. We'll call this the gold level, just so we can see something different here. So now if we go to the members 2 area, so now I spelled that wrong, but it should say healthy eating plan gold version. So this text file has all kinds of variables in here like this that you can edit. Register is another good one. When you're going to the register page, it's again another plain ugly page. You can change that text to say whatever you wanted in there. The password reset is another one that you can change. And then there's a couple of others that you can change in here as well. But this makes it a whole lot nicer in that it just said authentication before, but now it actually tells them what site that they're actually at. Which, let me change, that bugs me that I spelled that word wrong. There we go. Somehow I made a typo in it. Anyway, that there's several of these screens exactly like this. Like I said, password reset's another one, registration page is another one, where you can go in and change that text that it's going to show there, so it shows them which page they're actually on, which site they're actually at. Because the basic default doesn't really tell you very much about, what site you're on, and it's just kind of plain Jane. Now you can actually go in, and this, like I said, this is the technical stuff that I can't show you now because it takes a while to do this, but you can actually go in here and you can edit those actual pages where they actually display like a header up here. You could actually have it display in, the template that you're using for your sales page, to where, it looks exactly congruent with the sales page that they purchased from. Um, so, there's lots that you can do with this script that, nobody tells you that you can do with it. And this, being able to add an upgrade to it is huge. Not many people know that you can actually sell a multi-level membership site with this simple little script. And basically, like I said, what it amounts to is when you're first uploading it, you want to create a subfolder and then upload the software into it, then create a second folder and upload the software into it. That way you can have two different membership sites off of the, with two different membership levels off of the same domain using the same sales pages and upgrade OTO pages to be able to sell the upgraded membership. So that's basically what I wanted to show you guys with this tonight. Like I said, there's some more stuff you can do inside editing that code, which would take a long time for me to be able to explain it to you here on this webinar. But this software, like I said, you really don't even need that pro version at all. I mean, it's handy to have if you're going to use Aweber and if you're going to use JVZoo for processing all of your payments. It's handy for that. But like in my case, I don't always use JVZoo, so that doesn't appeal to me. And then I definitely don't want to use Aweber for every bit of the registration signups. And most of your affiliate marketplaces where you're selling products can automatically add them into your autoresponder anyway, so that part doesn't even really serve any purpose at all. Okay, so let me make sure we covered everything. I told you the difference between the basic and the pro. I told you why you really don't need the pro version. Like I said, the only two things that are really useful in the pro version is, the JVZoo integration and the Aweber integration, if that's the autoresponder you want to use. Again, the Aweber integration is not single opt-in. You're going to have to call Aweber and get them to authorize single opt-in for the membership list sign up if you want to do that, which like I said, I think is a pain to do. I showed you how to set up a membership site, then I showed you how to set up the multi-level, and then I showed you how to customize the membership screens. So like I said, this is it's really nice software, and now that it's inside the PLR membership sites, everybody that has an account on a PLR membership site should grab this, because this is really a great way to do product delivery and have it secured. And plus, it adds an extra perceived value to the product that you're selling if people actually have to set up an account to be able to access it. It has an extra perceived value for being able to do that. Now, what I didn't cover in this training is how you do drip feed. You can do drip feed with this software as well, but you have to do it through your autoresponder. And how you would do that is, let's say you have monthly content that each month you add new content. You would create a page that you upload into the members area, and then in your autoresponder email sequence, every 30 days you would have it send out an email with the link to that page that you uploaded into the members area. Now, if you did have the pro version, this is where the pro version might come in handy, in that you could create those pages from within the software itself. But again, as I showed you, the pages that it creates are really ugly. They're not congruent with the look of your website at all. So, they're I don't like to use it. Since you're going to have to create a page anyway, you're better off to go ahead and use whatever HTML editor you like to use and just create the pages that way. If you don't have an HTML editor, or you don't know how to use an HTML editor, like I said, the interface they give you is almost exactly like what you get with WordPress, and everybody knows how to create a post inside of WordPress. So you could use it in that instance, if you're just not comfortable using an HTML editor to create pages. But it is possible to do drip feed. It's just that you have to have your members sign up to an autoresponder list, so that every 30 days or whatever increment you're going to deliver new content. I mean, it could be that you're doing it weekly. Whatever your increment is for delivering new content, that you send them an email with the link to the page that you've uploaded into the members area. Now you could go ahead and create like a year's worth of content and just create your autoresponder sequence to reach out all automated if that's what you wanted to do. Let's see, I had a question here from Buck, I believe. Let's see if I can scroll back to that. Buck says, I don't remember there being an upsell option, just the $7 product through the dime sale. Will it work with Get Response? Yeah, that's what I'm using on both of mine that I have set up. I'm using Get Response. I have a page set up inside the membership area that when they log in, it has a Get Response opt-in form at the top of the page telling them they need to make sure that they're registered to get the update notices. So that's what I'm using to Get Response. All right, so you guys have any questions on that the software setup and how that's done? Was that clear to you? Dave says, go to leave. Thanks for the Turbo Instant Membership software info and letting me know that I can get via PLR site. Have a good night, Deb. Thanks for coming. Like I said, this software is definitely worth having, folks. You know, if you sell any kind of products at all online, you know, you don't want to put out just regular download pages. You want to try to secure them some fashion. And this works great for that, especially if you're doing resale rights. If you're doing resale rights, you don't want to set up, you know, a WordPress site and a membership site for every little product that you sell. And like I said, if you're depending on a membership plugin in WordPress, you have that possibility that if there's an update to WordPress, that your membership site's going to go down and not function until the plugin gets updated itself. Using standalone software like this, it's easy to set up. You know, I went through this explaining every bit of it every step of the way, and you've seen we done this in basically about an hour. We set up 2 membership sites in basically about an hour and even customized it a little bit. After you get to doing this a little bit, you can set one up in 10-15 minutes. It don't take long at all because the software itself, as you've seen, it took less than 2 minutes to upload every bit of the software, and it was basically ready to go. You went to the one screen, entered your email address, your admin email address, and a new password, set how many IPs were allowed to connect with one account. So it's saved and you're done. You're ready at that point. The membership site's ready. Mike says, do you have a link to this? Mike, do you have access to any PLR membership sites? Because like I said, you can get this from the PLR membership sites now. I checked Resale Rights Weekly today. Well, I checked it last week. It was the first one I checked. I checked IDPLR. I checked Monthly Content. I checked Master Resale Rights. And all of them had the software in their membership areas. And like I said, they actually have the pro version too as well. You know, like I said, you really don't need the pro version, but if you want to use it for creating the inner pages, if you're not comfortable with using the HTML editor, that's about the only real reason I can see where you'd ever really need that pro version. And of course, if you're going to sell on JVZoo, it does integrate with JVZoo, and if you're doing a monthly content membership site, it will automatically cancel their account and suspend it over on the membership site. But that's, like I said, only with JVZoo. Do y'all have any other questions on the training before? But I want to make sure this is clear to you guys. Buck says, I need the pro. Join a PLR membership site. Like I said, you can get it from them for free through them. Well, it costs you to join the PLR membership site, but there's other stuff you can get there, so it's basically pretty much free. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming on. I know we ran a little bit longer tonight than normal, but I wanted to go over showing you guys how to get the most out of this software. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have this software, start using it, guys, because it is really good software. You're not going to find anything that you can set up this quick that does security like this right off the bat that you can set up. Like I said, in less than 10 to 15 minutes, you can have a membership site set up and functional with this. And now with what I just showed you tonight, you can actually do multiple level memberships and not worry about, somebody having access to all of your product, the different levels that you have. If you do have, level upgrades that you want to offer, they will only have access to the one that they purchased. And again, like I said, for myself, I don't really see the benefits of having the pro version, but since it is available in the PLR membership sites, you might as well grab it anyway since it's already available there. You never know when you might want to use JVZoo. That's about the only real use I see for it is JVZoo, being able to integrate directly with them. Thanks for coming to the call tonight, guys. Y'all have a great week. Wall says, will it do drip content? Yeah, Wall, I explained that a little while ago. It will do drip content as long as you set up an autoresponder to correspond with the increments of the content that you're wanting to release. It doesn't do drip content inside the membership itself, other than storing the pages for you, and then you have to deliver the links through your autoresponder. All right, guys, have a great night. And if you need to get a hold of me, join the Facebook group. If you haven't joined it, that's the best place you get the quickest responses there. But send me emails if you have a question on the replay form. On the replays, there'll be a form where you can ask questions for next week. Have a great week, folks, and thanks for coming.